Yes, my people, today I will be making beats for NBA Youngboys' upcoming album, Make America Slime Again. So YB recently came out of prison and he's been dropping bangers ever since, with my favourite song being Finest. His album is coming out very soon and this is what I'd send him if I was his producer. The piano's already done, I did it before I started making the video, but it's just the piano, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the piano chords down, then we're going to make the sample together and then the drums as well. Alright, so starting off, we're working in the E minor scale, and it might look a little bit confusing, but it's honestly really simple. So it starts off as a E minor, as you can see here, and then all I've done is I've added the seventh note, which is the D, which gives it like a nice R&B sounding vibe to the chord. I've added that with like a sort of delayed effect to the rhythm, and then I've also done like a repeating note of the B in the chord. And basically this just gives it like a nice emotional touch to the sample, makes it a little bit more interesting than it would be if it was just a straight chord. And I've also inverted the middle notes up on all the chords as well. And I've done the same thing for this chord here, which is a G major chord. And then for the third chord in the scale, I went down to a D major as well. And I've done the same thing, just with a slightly different rhythm. Just for some variation, because otherwise it'd get a bit too repetitive if all the chords were sort of the same. And then for the final chords, it's just the two chords. So I went down to a C, and then went back up to the D major, and this kind of just builds tension and sort of signals that it's the end of the 8 bars. So this is what the piano sounds like all together. See, as you can see, this does change rhythm here and here as well. Moving on, I think I want to add a violin. I think we're going to test it out. So we'll go into contacts quickly, and I will grab the Session Strings Pro, and I'm going to go for traditional violins, see what that sounds like. Maybe try the top notes, the middle notes. Something subtle. Okay, so annoyingly the recording stopped recording. Flipping OBS, I don't know why it doesn't work for me. But basically all I did was, from the last point you saw, was I kept the strings and I just copy and pasted them down 1 octave as well, just to fill out the sample a little bit more. And then as well as that, I added a just a pad for some atmosphere. What I'm thinking I'm gonna add now is a guitar, I think. I'm gonna try and find a good guitar sample to use, because obviously I don't play guitar. Okay, so I think I found a good guitar sample from Splice, and this is what it sounds like. This is nice. It needs a bit of mixing though, for sure. But we'll get to that a bit later. What I'm gonna add now is I want to add a bass guitar. We're just gonna use the basic Scarby Rickenbacker bass that everyone uses. Yeah. See if this sounds good. With my bass guitars, I always just like to experiment and just play around with different things, different patterns. Okay, so unfortunately OBS stopped recording again, so I'll just quickly catch you up on what was made. I'll have to figure out what's wrong with it after the video. So I just finished doing the bass guitar. So there, that's a nice little bass guitar. And then as well as that, we added this bell sound just for the background, just to add a bit of more texture to the sample. So yeah, man, as you can tell, it sounds very nice. Sounds perfect for like an NBA Youngboy type of sample. You can literally hear him floating on this. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly mix it all out for you, and then we'll get into some drums. So yeah, man, that's the sample done. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna quickly make some drums, and yeah, man, let's get it. Vibe shit, man. Try spins. Find the root notes. Nice. It's got a nice bounce to it. Add like a kick or something. Get rid of the loop part. Change it up there a little bit. And what I like to do with my kicks is I always like to not just completely follow the bass pattern. I always like to if there's like a certain amount of 808s, I don't just follow, copy and paste the 808s. I will put them on the 808s, but then I'll also add some kicks by itself, and it kind of just adds like an interesting little rhythm to the sample. If I'm honest, I think that's done. I'm going to quickly mix it out again, and then I'll show you guys the final product. Alright, so that's the final beat done. I want to thank you lot for watching. I'm going to play you out all in a second so we can vibe to it together. But yeah, man, stay tuned. I've got a lot more videos coming. I'm going to start staying consistent with these videos. And that's a promise. So yeah, man, without further ado, enjoy the beat.
LB, how'd you cook this beat?